What is up, everyone? I just want to say welcome back to the channel, guys. As last night, Florida State and Boston College play, and I will just say, man, it has been an absolute disaster for Florida State. Last season they went undefeated till the last game of the season last year, and to losing to Georgia Tech and Boston College in week one, you're 0-2 with no wins. That is not a good look by any means. So it is safe to say Florida State season is a disaster right now. The number 10 Seminoles are now 0-2 after a 28-13 home loss to Boston College, last night. The Eagles ran over and through the Florida State's defense for 268 yards, while Florida State's offense with new quarterback DJ was underwhelming for the second straight week. I am not going to lie, he is not the answer. He is absolutely struggling. He's just not meant to be a quarterback there. It's just simple, man. He's absolutely not done good at all. And, Florida State got the ball to start the second half after Boston College built a 14-6 lead. It appeared to be a key moment for the Seminoles to drive down the field and either close the gap to one or tie the game at least, So the thing is, it's very unfortunate what happened to Florida State's offense, after losing Travis. Instead, DJ threw a desperate interception on fourth down, which was not a good look. The ball was picked off by Max Tucker and returned to, the Florida State's 7-yard line. 2 plays later, Boston College had a 15-point lead, and for Florida State at this point, you're like, this game is just about out of reach at this point. So I'm really curious the downfall of Florida State, man. So it's just very weird to see, because they were projected to win the ACC too before the season. The thing is, Florida State showed some life 2 minutes later and pulled within 8 after a trick play set up for a 29-yard touchdown pass, if y'all remember. But the thing, Florida State's defense continued to get picked apart by Boston College run game. The Eagles responded to Florida State's first touchdown of the night and the school's first passing touchdown since fateful North Alabama since last year of 2023, with an 8-play drive that took over 4 minutes. So what do y'all think? Florida State is absolutely toasted, I think. So, the Seminoles, man, they just couldn't respond either. DJ hit Portier for another big gain in Florida State's next drive, but, the quarterback was called for intentional grounding on the very next play, and Florida State ended up, turning the ball over on downs as well. So, heck, things were so bad for Florida State that they had to punt to Boston College with just over 6 minutes to go, while trailing by 15 because the Seminoles were facing a 4th and 20, man. So after offensive linemen, the offensive line, they were doing their thing. That's what I could see. They drew so I really think this game is on DJ. You got to have your leader at the QB to succeed, and DJ just was not that guy, unfortunately. But what, I just have to ask, what in the world is going on with Florida State? As a premier, they're more of like a premier program, So it's really hard to identify what's going right for the Seminoles at this point. They were all out of sorts again on last night. DJ was consistently pressured. He was inaccurate at times. His receivers dropped catchable passes when he was accurate, but the run game even didn't exist. The defensive line got worked. The linebackers, man, they were in a blend. The Seminoles, committed 7 penalties while Boston College committed 1. So the list just goes on, man. So it's really intriguing what's going on with them. So, we can just say, okay, they might have had a bad game against Georgia Tech last week, but you go back and lose back-to-back hopes, your college football players are just gone just like that. And it does not look like Florida State is going to win this division. So, with teams with lots of new faces sometimes struggle, in the first game of the season, and long distance travel can wreak havoc, But however, many of the teams that blossom against the Yellow Jackets, continued against Boston College. The struggles just continue. Florida State is a deeply flawed football team at the moment, and they need to have a sense of identity, So the thing is, really the joy of the expanded 12-team football playoff, it gives teams hope who started the season poorly a chance to play for the national title if they improve as the season goes on, But this is no normal 0-2 start. Florida State, man, is the 4th team in the past, decade to start 0-2. So after being ranked in the top 10 in the preseason 25, and both of them losses are consecutive losses as well. For most teams, really, a 0-2 start doesn't have much impact on the conference race thanks to a unique schedule, So, what do you guys think of Florida State and what's actually happening to them right now? So, I'm just very questioned. So, do you guys? I don't think they will get in by any means. So the thing is, do you guys trust Florida State to do that right now? Go undefeated for the rest of the season? Do they have a chance? I say no freaking shot. I certainly don't. I think they were actually toasted for the season, but I really want to go into the aspect of, I want to say, what a freaking start for the Bill O'Brien at Boston College. Boston College already has a signature win in the Bill O'Brien era. He was the former Houston Texans head coach, and Alabama offensive coordinator, was hired as the Eagles head coach earlier this year. So I think he's going to turn that team in the right direction. I really do. The O'Brien was in his bag early against the Seminoles as the Boston head coach gained chunks of yardage on creative plays, calls, but the most obvious way was the Eagles beat Florida State was on the offensive and defensive lines as well. To really play on the lines is a huge positive for a Boston College team for its first 8-win season since 2009. The Eagles were picked in the bottom half of the ACC entering the season and played number 11 Missouri and Michigan State in week 3 and 4, man. So following a game against an FCS opponent they have an easier opponent on Saturday. Given what we saw on Monday night, which was last night, don't be surprised if Boston College hangs with Mizzou for a while and takes down Michigan State. So, what do you guys think? What happened to Florida State? I really think it's just the QB play. They don't have an elite quarterback like they do. Their defense is not as sharp as they normally are. But what do you guys think what happened to Florida State in the first 2 games of their season? And week 1 being 0-2 is a bad look for the playoff committee overall. And, they don't play the strongest schedule in the world either. So, what do you guys think what happened to Florida State? Just let me know in the comments. I would highly appreciate it. And I appreciate you guys if you watch to the end. I highly appreciate it, guys. But we'll be out to the next one, guys. Let's go. College football season is officially here, and we are ready for it. And, hey, it's a good look.